Have you ever looked at someone and wondered, just how deep do their feelings for me really go? Sometimes the signs aren't loud. Sometimes they're hidden in the smallest glances, in nervous laughter, or in the way they light up when you walk into the room. And when someone's emotions cross the line from interest to something far more intense, their behavior starts to change, almost beyond their control. In my years of studying emotional psychology and human behavior, one truth has stood out again and again. The heart always speaks, even when the mouth stays silent. Today I'm going to share 10 powerful signs that someone's feelings for you are no longer just casual. They've crossed into something deeper, obsessive, vulnerable, uncontainable. These are the subtle but undeniable cues that reveal when someone is emotionally overwhelmed by you, sometimes without even realizing it themselves. And here's the catch. Most people overlook these signs, even though they're happening right in front of them. But not after today. So lean in, because if someone in your life is showing even a few of these behaviors, their feelings for you might already be out of control. Sign 1. Their eyes search for you constantly. They don't even realize they're doing it, but their eyes are scanning the room, the crowd, the hallway, looking for you. And when they find you, there's a shift, a softening, a spark. That moment of silent relief that says, there you are. Psychologically, this isn't just about attraction. It's about emotional dependency forming in the brain. You see, when we deeply desire someone, our dopamine system, the brain's reward center, becomes trained to respond to their presence. It's like an internal GPS gets activated, and it keeps searching until it locks on to you. This behavior is instinctive. It's not performed, it's leaked. When someone's feelings are out of control, the sight of you is no longer neutral. It becomes emotionally loaded, comforting, exciting, even addictive. So if you notice someone frequently checking to see where you are, if they relax when they spot you, or seem subtly tense until they do, that's not a coincidence. That's their emotional attachment revealing itself through one of the oldest human instincts, visual connection. Because when the heart can't speak, the eyes will. Sign 2. Emotional overreactions. Jealousy, irritation, or giddiness. One of the clearest signs that someone's feelings for you are spiraling out of control is when their emotional reactions become exaggerated. Sudden jealousy, unexpected irritation, or bursts of giddy excitement over the smallest things. Why? Because when someone is emotionally overwhelmed by you, their nervous system becomes more reactive. You stop being just a person in their world. You become an emotional trigger. A word from you can lift them or ruin their day. Psychologically, this happens when emotional regulation begins to break down. They're no longer reacting to the situation. They're reacting to the meaning you hold in their mind. You smiled at someone else. It stings more than it should. You gave them a small compliment. Their whole mood lights up like they just won the lottery. And here's the deeper truth. They often don't know why they're reacting so strongly. All they know is they feel too much, and it's hard to hide. This emotional volatility, especially if it only happens around you, is a red flag of deep attachment. Their feelings are no longer manageable. They're living on the edge of your every word, your every gesture. Because when someone cares too much, even your silence can feel like a storm. Sign 3. They mirror you without realizing it. Watch closely. Do they start to speak like you? Sit like you? Use your expressions or mimic your gestures without even noticing? That's not coincidence. It's called mirroring. And in psychology, it's one of the most intimate signs of emotional connection. When someone's feelings are out of control, their subconscious mind begins to copy the person they're emotionally drawn to. Not to manipulate, but to bond. Mirroring is the brain's way of saying, I want to belong with you. I want to match your rhythm. I feel safe when I'm like you. Think about it. You cross your legs and a few seconds later, they do too. You laugh a certain way and suddenly they echo that same laugh. It's subtle, but powerful. And most of the time, they don't even realize they're doing it. This isn't about admiration. It's about emotional blending. When feelings are strong and unspoken, mirroring becomes a silent language, a way for the body to express closeness that the mouth is too afraid to admit. So if you notice someone constantly matching your vibe, your voice, or your energy, don't brush it off. Their heart might be trying to speak your language. Sign 4. They ask deep personal questions, but struggle to answer themselves. When someone's feelings for you are becoming too intense to manage, they'll often crave emotional closeness, but fear vulnerability. And one of the most telling signs is when they ask you deep, personal questions, but when you turn the spotlight back on them, they pull away, hesitate, or give vague answers. Why does this happen? Because asking you those questions feels safe. It gives them a sense of connection, of closeness, without having to risk their own heart. But being asked in return, that feels too exposed, too revealing, especially when their emotions are already spiraling. This behavior is rooted in psychological deflection. They're desperate to understand you, what you think, how you feel, whether there's a chance you might care back. But at the same time, they're terrified of what revealing their own feelings might do. What if they say too much? What if you don't feel the same? So they stay curious, but guarded. If someone dives deep into your world, asking about your past, your dreams, your fears, but constantly avoids letting you into theirs, it's not because they don't trust you. It's because their feelings are already so strong, they're afraid one wrong word might give it all away. And when someone feels that much, they start hiding the very thing they most want to express. Sign 5. Their mood shifts based on your behavior. Pay close attention to their emotional temperature when you're around. Do they light up when you smile at them and shut down when you're distant? Do they seem anxious when you're quiet or visibly uplifted when you engage, even briefly? When someone's feelings for you are out of control, their emotional state becomes tied to yours. This isn't just attraction, it's emotional enmeshment. Their inner world begins to orbit yours, and suddenly your smallest actions carry enormous emotional weight. Psychologically, this is dangerous territory because it means their sense of peace is no longer fully their own. You become their emotional barometer, and often they won't even realize it's happening. This can look like extreme sensitivity, getting hurt by jokes that wouldn't offend anyone else, or becoming euphoric over a simple compliment. Their highs are higher, their lows are lower, all because of you. It's not that you're doing anything wrong, it's that their heart has handed over the reins. So if someone's entire mood seems to shift with your words, your attention, even your silence, know this: their emotional center isn't inside them anymore. It's in you. Sign 6. They remember the smallest details about you. You mentioned your favorite song once, just in passing, and they bring it up weeks later. They remember the way you take your coffee, the name of your childhood pet, or that offhand story you told about your worst day in high school. To most, these details would slip away, but not to them. When someone's feelings are spiraling beyond their control, their attention becomes hyper-focused on you. From a psychological standpoint, their brain is prioritizing you as emotionally significant, meaning everything you say or do gets filed under important to remember, even things you don't remember saying. This behavior is tied to emotional salience, the way our minds tag certain people or experiences as more meaningful. It's not just interest, it's obsession in disguise. And here's the powerful part. They're not doing it to impress you. In most cases, they're doing it without even trying. It's instinctual. You've become the highlight of their internal world. So if someone remembers the tiniest things about you, things no one else notices or brings up, it's not just that they're observant, it's that their heart has placed you front and center. And no detail about you feels small when you mean everything. Sign 7. They struggle to maintain eye contact or can't look away. Have you noticed how sometimes they can't meet your gaze, and other times they stare a little too long? Both reactions reveal the same hidden truth: emotional overwhelm. When someone's feelings for you are out of control, their brain is flooded with intense emotions. Eye contact becomes a battlefield between wanting to connect and wanting to hide. If they look away quickly, it's because maintaining your gaze feels vulnerable, exposing the storm of emotions inside. But if they hold your eyes too long, it's because they're desperately trying to communicate what words can't express. Psychologists call this the paradox of eye contact. Too much or too little, both signal an internal struggle with powerful feelings. This subtle dance of glances, avoidance, and lingering stares is their body's silent confession. Their eyes become a window into emotions they're not ready or able to speak aloud. So next time you catch them stealing a glance or nervously breaking away, remember their eyes are telling a story of feelings so big they don't know how to handle them. Because when the heart speaks, it often does so through the eyes. Sign 8. They offer unnecessary help or sacrifice their comfort. Have you ever noticed them going out of their way to help you, doing things they don't need to, or sacrificing their own comfort just to be near you? Maybe they take on tasks they dislike or rearrange their schedule without telling you. This behavior goes beyond kindness. When feelings are out of control, people start to find their own sense of worth and meaning through you. Their identity begins to merge with your needs. Psychologically, this is a form of silent devotion. It's a way of saying, without words, I'm here for you, even if it costs me. But it can also signal an imbalance, because when love tips into obsession, self-care takes a back seat. They don't just want to support you, they need to. Helping becomes a way to stay connected, to prove their feelings, and to hold on to you when words fail. So if someone is constantly going the extra mile, especially when it seems unnecessary or uncomfortable, it's more than generosity. It's their heart pleading to be seen, to be needed, to belong. And sometimes the greatest acts of love come disguised as sacrifice. Sign 9. They get nervous or awkward around you. You might notice their hands fidgeting, their voice cracking, or them stumbling over words whenever they're near you. This nervous energy isn't just stage fright, it's a deep sign that their feelings are overwhelming their ability to stay composed. When someone's emotions are out of control, the brain's fight or flight system kicks into overdrive. Their body reacts physically, sweaty palms, racing heart, shallow breathing, because their feelings for you have turned into an intense emotional pressure. But here's the key. This nervousness isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually proof of how much you matter to them. They're not just anxious because of a crush. They're anxious because their heart is trying to navigate feelings that are far beyond casual affection. Their internal world is in chaos, and they're struggling to keep it together. So when you see someone getting awkward or tongue-tied around you, know that beneath that nervous exterior is a heart that's wildly out of control. Sometimes the most revealing feelings are the ones we try hardest to hide. Sign 10. They prioritize you over everything else, even themselves. This is the ultimate sign their feelings are out of control. When you become their priority, above their friends, their work, even their own well-being. They cancel plans, rearrange their schedule, and put your needs first, often without hesitation. This level of self-sacrifice is both powerful and dangerous. Psychologically, it shows their emotional boundaries have blurred. Their identity is no longer separate. They live in your world, their choices dominated by the pull of their feelings for you. While prioritizing someone you care about is natural, when it becomes all-consuming, it reveals a heart overwhelmed by desire and attachment. This kind of devotion can be beautiful, but it can also lead to imbalance and emotional exhaustion if left unchecked. So if someone consistently puts you above everything else, remember, their feelings aren't just strong, they've crossed a line where control has slipped away. And sometimes love feels less like peace and more like a wildfire burning out of control. Now that you know these 10 powerful signs, you're better equipped to understand when someone's feelings for you are no longer just a gentle spark, but a storm they can't control. Remember, emotions this intense can be beautiful, but they can also become overwhelming for both people involved. Awareness is the first step toward clarity and compassion, whether you're the one feeling it or the one receiving it. If you recognize some of these signs in someone close to you, or maybe even in yourself, don't ignore them. Take a moment to reflect, communicate, and protect your emotional well-being. And if this video helped you see things in a new light, please like, share, and subscribe. Because understanding the hidden language of the heart isn't just fascinating, it can change how we connect, love, and heal. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and remember, the heart always has a story to tell.